Welcome back, everyone. For my newbies, hey, b.sublime here. Thanks for tuning in. We looked at what it means to be right and how that can mean different things for different people. But how do we know when we're right in a given situation? All right, let's discuss it. When we say we're right, or when we say right, what we're referring to is being correct. However, this is still vague as ever when you have a tough decision to make. So over time, I've come to understand the practical meaning of being right as picking the best option to resolve an issue where harm is minimized without loss of integrity to oneself. I say it this way because guilt, resentment, bitterness, regret, and disease can all manifest when we make decisions that we don't truly believe in. Even in cases where time is of the essence, or there just isn't any time to really outweigh the options, we cause harm to ourselves when we cannot own the decision, regardless of the outcome. We have to be able to own that decision. So, how do we go about making the right decision? My suggestion is to gather all of the information that you can for your situation, given the time that you have. Now, I understand there are times where you won't have enough time to do that, but there's still usually some considerations that have to be made in your processing before you actually make a choice in one direction or another. In other words, when short on time, the only information you may need in order to come to a decision is what's right in front of you or immediately around you. Okay? When processing the information, pay attention to spirit, to intuition, to your gut, whatever we want to call it, all right? There's usually a feeling of restlessness or major hesitation. And I don't mean just being nervous. I mean really not going with it. When the choice isn't the best for the situation or for us and or our health. Now, the best situation for us will not feel heavy when we make it, all right? We need to make our choices to ourselves first and see how it sits with us, Even if we're too busy processing what's going on around us to fully pay attention, we've probably managed to remove certain options that we didn't like or didn't want anyway. Even still, make the choice official within yourself. Engage how you respond to it. Now, if you have time to spare to do this, do it with each option and, see which one works for you. If not, pick the option you want to go with and then try it. And if that doesn't work, go down the list until you find which one sits with you. The whole point here is to make decisions that we are both willing and able to deal with. Because much of our depression, our anxiety, and other stress and wellness issues come from having to deal with decisions that we made to bring our life where it is and opting to wallow in it because we don't want to deal with the consequences we face. Now, understand, doing this doesn't mean you're always going to have a good set of options to choose from. Okay? We do not control life. Even if we can manifest everything we want, we cannot control how it gets to us. So, don't expect every decision to feel great. A choice between watching someone suffer for the rest of their life or letting them go, that's not a happy-go-lucky set of options. But in a case like that, when the right decision is made, you don't regret the decision. Now, let's be more conscious of the decisions that we make so we can continue to live and thrive in this life rather than just exist. We talked about making the right decision, but we have to understand that right is also an assumption. Making a choice is nothing more than taking a guess. Wanting our choice to be the right one requires a contemplated or educated guess. There will always be the possibility that we were wrong, regardless of how we feel or what our mental state is at the time or what information we have on hand. So when you consider the differences between what's taught in religion and spirituality especially when it comes to morality. The differences in the weight of a person's words, thoughts, and actions, the different ways that the situation can play out, the only thing you can do is assume. Moreover, this process allows us to make the best decision for us. This doesn't mean that what's best for us isn't going to affect somebody else, or that those affected are going to agree with our choices. So we have to keep that in mind. We're not always right. And if you know your choice will affect others, be brave enough to consider them as well. If the option doesn't change, even after you consider the other people that might be affected by it, then that means that we should be able to live with that choice, consequences and all. If we can't live with the choice, then we did not make the best decision. And we now need to rectify it, if that's possible, and learn from it no matter what. So go ahead and chime in. Do you think things through, or do you jump head first and hope for the best? How has your process worked for you? How do you know when a decision it doesn't feel right for you? Let me know in the comments below. Y'all are also welcome to join my Facebook page, Power to Prosper with Purpose. There'll be a link in the description box below, as well as one that'll show up here on the screen. All right, see you guys in my next video. Peace. Don't you